Have you ever found yourself wondering how to embrace true happiness in your 70s or 80s? Especially when solitude becomes a familiar companion, it is a question many shy away from. Yet it lingers in the hearts of countless older adults. As time weaves its tapestry, friends may drift, loved ones may depart, and the world grows quieter, leaving you with moments of stillness and space. But here is a powerful truth. Being alone does not mean surrendering to sadness. In fact, many discover a reservoir of peace, resilience, and unexpected joy within their own company. In this video, we will uncover 5 transformative guides to help you cultivate genuine happiness, even without close friends or frequent social connections. Guide 1: Connecting indirectly with the world around you. If you are in your 70s or 80s, living alone, it can sometimes feel like you are invisible. You might walk through a store unnoticed or sit in a park where no one pauses to chat. But here is a warm truth. You do not need deep friendships or daily visits to feel part of something larger. Connection can come through quiet, subtle acts, small gestures, and shared spaces that remind you your presence matters, weaving you into the fabric of the world in gentle, meaningful ways. Connection does not always mean long conversations or close bonds. Sometimes, it is a fleeting moment, a shared glance, or a kind gesture that sparks a sense of belonging. Try this when you step out for a walk. Catch someone's eye and offer a soft smile or a nod. Say good morning to a passerby. You may not exchange names or stories, but these tiny interactions are like ripples in a pond, affirming, "I am here, and so are you." They are small threads that tie you to the human tapestry. No grand effort required. Another way to feel connected is by giving something to the world, even quietly. Consider Anna, an 81-year-old woman who loves to read. When she finishes a library book, she tucks a small note inside, just a sentence. "This story warmed my heart. May it lift yours too." She will never meet the next reader, but in leaving that note, Anna feels part of a hidden chain of kindness. Her words travel forward, touching someone she will never know. And that act fills her with a sense of purpose. It is a reminder that her life echoes beyond her walls. You can find similar ways to contribute, no matter how small. Perhaps you knit scarves for a local shelter, drop a kind note in a neighbor's mailbox, or share a smile with a cashier. These acts do not demand much, but they ripple outward, creating a quiet network of care. Technology can help, too. You might not love social media, but leaving a thoughtful comment on a video or joining an online group where people share your interests can feel like a warm exchange. Reading others' stories and adding your own, even briefly, builds a bridge to a wider world. Shared spaces offer another path to connection. You do not need to speak to feel part of something. Sitting in a cozy cafe, watching people come and go, or strolling through a community garden can fill your spirit with a sense of shared humanity. Just being there, among others, reminds you that you are not on the sidelines. You are in the world, part of its rhythm, even if your role is quiet. These moments, though silent, can feel like a gentle conversation with life itself. What makes these connections special is their simplicity. They ask little but give much, reminding you that you are not as alone as you might feel. Think of a time when a stranger's kindness touched you. Maybe a door held open or a warm hello in passing. That small act likely stayed with you, a spark of warmth. You can be that spark for someone else. By offering a smile, a note, or your presence, you create moments that linger, for others and for yourself. This guide is about turning your energy outward, even in small ways. Instead of retreating, you are reaching out, softly, steadily. Each gesture says, I am alone, but I am not apart. And the world responds, not with fanfare, but with subtle signs, a return nod, a sense of belonging, your quiet presence, your small acts of care add to the world's heartbeat. You are not just in it. You help make it what it is. How do you start? Try one small act today. Smile at someone on your next walk. Leave a kind note somewhere, or spend a few minutes in a shared space, like a park bench or a library. These moments are not just fleeting. They are threads that connect you to life. They remind you that your existence matters, that you are seen, even in solitude. By reaching out in these gentle ways, you weave yourself into the world, finding connection that warms your heart and lights your days. Guide to emotional self-reliance. Emotional self-reliance is not about denying your need for others or hiding your feelings. It is about nurturing the ability to comfort yourself, to meet your emotions with kindness when the world feels far away. It begins with the way you speak to yourself. In the stillness of your days, your inner voice is a constant presence. Too often, it can be sharp, lingering on past mistakes or unfulfilled wishes. Emotional self-reliance starts by softening that voice. Try whispering to yourself, I am doing enough, or it is okay to feel this way. Even a quiet, I have got myself, can feel like a steady hand on your shoulder. It may feel strange at first, but with practice, this tender self-talk becomes a pillar of strength, holding you up when emotions ebb and flow. Let me share a story. Meet Sarah, a 79-year-old woman living on her own. Every night, she takes a moment to write in a small journal, a practice she calls her evening pause. Some entries are long, reflecting on her day or a memory that surfaced. Others are brief, supper was lonely, but I am glad I lit a candle. These words are for her alone. Yet Sarah says they make her feel heard. By writing, she acknowledges her feelings, giving them space to breathe. It is like sitting with a friend who listens without judgment, except that friend is herself, always ready to offer care. Another tool for emotional self-reliance is breathing. When sadness, anxiety, or frustration wells up, pause and take a slow breath. Inhale deeply for 4 counts. Hold briefly, then exhale for 6. This simple act calms your body, signaling safety, and gives your mind a moment to find balance. It is like a soft reset, helping you shift from being swept away to gently steering your emotions. With time, this practice becomes a trusted companion, ready to steady you through quiet days or sudden waves of grief. It is also key to release any guilt about loneliness. Feeling alone does not mean you have failed. It means you are human. With a heart that longs for connection, emotional self-reliance invites you to face that longing. Perhaps by saying, I feel lonely now, and that is okay. Then, guide yourself toward calm, maybe by sipping warm tea, playing a soothing song, or writing a few thoughts. These acts are not mere distractions. They are ways of tending to your heart, showing it that it is not alone. Why is this so important? In earlier years, you might have turned to others for reassurance. A friend to share a laugh, a loved one to ease your worries. As time moves on, those people may not be near, or they may be gone. Emotional self-reliance ensures you are never without comfort, because you carry it within. It is about becoming your own haven, listening to your needs with patience and meeting them with grace. This does not mean you stop craving connection. It means your peace does not depend on it, which is a quiet kind of strength. The gift of this practice is that it deepens over time. The more you nurture yourself, the more natural it feels. You grow confident in your ability to hold any emotion, from calm joy to sharp sorrow. And when you do connect with others, those moments feel sweeter because they are a delight, not a necessity. You are not waiting for someone to complete you. You are already whole. Carrying your own warmth through the stillness. How do you begin? Start by noticing your inner voice. Is it gentle or critical? Try speaking to yourself with the kindness you would offer a friend. Then, try a small practice, like writing a few lines each night or pausing to breathe deeply when feelings rise. These steps, though small, build a foundation of resilience. They remind you that you are enough, just as you are. Emotional self-reliance is not about closing off. It is about growing strong. Knowing that even in the quiet, you can hold yourself with love. If this guide resonates with you, let us know you are here. Drop the in the comments below. And if you have not already, consider subscribing and hitting the bell to stay connected. Your support keeps this community growing, bringing more insights to inspire and uplift you. Let us keep moving forward together. Guide 3: Finding joy in small sensory pleasures. If you are in your 70s or 80s, living alone, happiness often hides in the quiet corners of your day, not in grand adventures or crowded rooms. It is in the glow of dawn light on your windowsill, the soft melody of a familiar tune, or the aroma of warm soup simmering on the stove. By opening your senses, sight, sound, touch, smell, and taste, you can uncover delight in the everyday, turning solitude into a canvas of comfort and warmth. Your senses are like gentle invitations to joy, especially when you are alone. Without the hum of others, you can pause and truly notice the world around you. That cup of coffee in your hands is not just a morning ritual. It is a moment of heat and weight that steadies you. The shawl wrapped around your shoulders as you sit is not just warmth. It is a soft hug from the world. These small sensations, when cherished, spark joy in ways that linger. They tether you to the present, where calm and contentment quietly bloom, far from yesterday's shadows or tomorrow's what-ifs. Why is this so powerful? When you engage your senses, your mind anchors in the now. For those living alone, that present moment can feel like a warm embrace, easing the sting of solitude. Focusing on what you see, hear, touch, smell, or taste creates a sense of connection, not to others, but to life itself. It is not about seeking thrills, it is about savoring what is already there. The way a breeze grazes your cheek, or the tang of a fresh apple dances on your tongue. These are moments you can claim, no matter how still your day. Let me tell you about Clara, an 83-year-old woman who lives by herself. Each morning, she takes a single lemon from her kitchen, cuts it open, and breathes in its bright, zesty scent. She squeezes it into a glass of water and sips slowly, savoring the sharp, refreshing taste. For Clara, this is not just breakfast. It is a daily ritual that wakes her senses and heart. The lemon's aroma stirs memories of her childhood garden, and its flavor feels like a burst of life. This small act, done with care, fills her morning with quiet joy. No one else needed. Touch is another pathway to comfort. Consider the smoothness of a favorite mug, the plush feel of a blanket, or the warmth of your hands resting together. These sensations meet a deep need for connection. 1. You can fulfill yourself. A hot shower, the glide of cream on your skin, or petting a cat. These are acts of care that speak to your body and soul. And taste, do not let it fade into routine. Savoring a warm biscuit or a square of chocolate can be a moment of self-kindness. A way to say, I am worth this joy. Sound and sight also weave delight into your days. Play a song from years past and let it pull you in. Maybe tapping your foot or humming along. Or pause to watch the way clouds shift across the sky. These are not rewards to earn. They are reminders that life is still vibrant. Smell, too, carries magic. The scent of fresh laundry, the earthy aroma of a potted herb. These can stir gratitude in an instant, grounding you in the moment. What binds these moments is a simple truth. Your world, even when quiet, brims with sensation. By pausing to notice, you forge a bond with life itself. The chirp of a bird, the taste of a warm broth, the feel of a soft scarf. These are not fleeting. They are threads that stitch your day into something meaningful. You do not need others to feel alive. You just need to lean into your senses, letting them guide you to joy. How do you begin? Try one sensory act today. Light a candle at supper. Slip into cozy slippers. Or taste your meal with full attention. Let these moments pull you into the present. They are not just pleasures. They are proof that your life, even alone, is rich with beauty. By cherishing these sensations, you transform solitude into a space where joy grows. One sense at a time. Guide 4. A meaningful daily routine. When you are in your 70s or 80s, living alone, you might wake to a house hushed and still, with no one to set the rhythm of your day, without the pull of work, family tasks, or social plans. Your hours can feel like a wide, open canvas, waiting for your brush. That openness, while freeing, can sometimes feel heavy, leaving you wondering how to give your day shape. But here is a comforting truth. A simple, intentional routine can become your guiding light, offering structure, warmth, and a sense of purpose that makes each day feel full. And yours, greeting the morning with a small, purposeful act, like pouring a cup of coffee and sitting by a window to watch the world stir, or taking a moment to write a few thoughts in a journal. These little habits are like the steady tick of a clock, giving your day a flow that feels both calming and familiar. Your heart and mind find peace in this kind of rhythm. A routine does not need to be busy or grand. It is about building a pattern that holds you gently, grounding you even when you are the only one there. Why is this so vital? In your younger years, life often handed you a schedule. Jobs, chores, or loved ones filled your time, leaving little need to plan. But in later life, when you are alone, the world steps back, and you become the keeper of your days. Without a routine, time can blur, leaving you feeling like you are drifting through a fog. A routine changes that. It gives you a reason to rise, a way to mark the hours, and a quiet reminder that your life still matters. It shifts you from feeling lost to moving forward with gentle intention. Let me share a story. Meet Ellen, a 76-year-old woman who lives by herself in a small home. Each morning, she starts her day with a ritual. She brews a pot of tea, sits at her kitchen table, and jots down 3 things in a notebook. One is a task, like tidying a shelf. Another is a joy, like listening to a favorite song. The third is a thought, maybe a gratitude or a hope. This daily practice, done with care, gives Ellen a sense of direction. Her days feel rich, not because they are packed, but because they reflect her choices. By evening, she feels a quiet pride, knowing she lived her day on her terms. A routine also brings a sense of control. When you decide how your day unfolds, even in small ways, you are saying, I guide my life. This choice lifts your mood and boosts your confidence, especially when the world feels far away. Psychologically, it reminds you that your time is valuable, even if no one else is there to see it. And the beauty is, your routine can be uniquely yours. Maybe you love starting your day with a crossword, or find peace in watering your plants each afternoon. The key is not complexity, but consistency. Do not think a routine means every moment must be active. Some of the richest routines include rest, carving out time for a quiet nap in the afternoon, or settling in with a favorite book as the day winds down. These are not just breaks, they are acts of kindness to yourself, woven into your day. The goal is to honor your time, to see it as something worthy of care. When you do, your days start to feel meaningful. Not because they are loud, but because they carry your heart. Another gift of a routine is how it eases the weight of indecision. Without a plan, you might spend hours wondering what to do, which can stir restlessness or unease. But when you know what comes next, whether it is a walk at noon or a moment to knit in the evening, your mind can relax. You move through the day with ease, not effort. Over time, these small habits build a foundation of calm, making even the quietest days feel purposeful. How do you begin? Start with one or two things that bring you comfort or joy, like reading a poem with your morning tea or taking a short stroll at dusk. Try them at the same time each day, letting them become your touchstones. As they settle in, you can add more if you wish, but keep it simple. The power lies in showing up for yourself, day after day. Soon, your routine will feel like a warm friend, guiding you through solitude with grace and purpose. Guide 5, keeping your mind curious and learning. If you are in your 70s or 80s, living alone, the quiet of your days can stretch wide, leaving space for your thoughts to wander. While solitude offers calm, it can also tempt your mind to settle into stillness. But here is a vibrant truth. Your mind is never too old to grow, to spark, to chase new wonders. By staying curious and open to learning, you can fill your days with purpose, keeping your spirit alive with the joy of discovery. No matter how quiet your world, learning does not mean signing up for classes or tackling complex projects. It is about inviting newness into your mind, whether through a book that surprises you, a recipe you have never tried, or a story that shifts your perspective. These small acts of curiosity are like opening a window, letting fresh air into your thoughts. They keep your mind moving, not just occupied, but truly engaged. When you learn, you tell yourself, I am still here, still growing, still part of this world. That simple act can make even the stillest days feel full of possibility. Why is this so vital? There is a myth that after a certain age, the mind slows, that the time for growth is past. But science and stories prove otherwise. Your brain thrives on new challenges, forming connections that keep it sharp and resilient. More than that, curiosity gives your days a sense of adventure. It turns routine into exploration, making you feel alive in a way that entertainment alone cannot. When your mind is active, loneliness struggles to take root because you are too busy marveling at the world. Let me share a story. Meet Rose, an 84-year-old woman who lives alone. Last year, she decided to try gardening for the first time. She bought a few seed packets in a small pot, unsure where to start. Now, she tends to her herbs daily, learning how much water they need, watching their leaves unfurl. Rose says it is not about the plants themselves, but the learning, the way each day teaches her something new about patience and growth. Her small garden has become a classroom, filling her mornings with purpose and her heart with quiet pride. Learning also deepens your bond with yourself. When you explore a new idea, you are saying, I still have questions. I still care. That is a powerful statement, especially in a stage of life where others might overlook your spark. It does not need to be formal. watching a documentary about a far-off place, trying a new knitting stitch, or even writing down a memory can open your mind. Each act of discovery builds a bridge between who you are and who you are still becoming, keeping your spirit young and your days rich. The benefits go beyond the moment. Studies show that staying mentally engaged sharpens memory, boosts mood, and strengthens emotional resilience. It is not about mastering facts or solving puzzles. It is about staying open, letting yourself be surprised. Think of the last time you learned something new. Maybe a fact from a radio show or a trick from a neighbor. That small aha moment, that flicker of curiosity, is what lights up your mind and heart. How do you start? Try one small act of learning today. Pick up a book on a topic you know little about. Listen to a podcast while sipping tea. Or watch the birds outside and note their patterns. These are not tasks to check off. They are invitations to wonder. You might try writing a story from your past, learning a new word, or experimenting with a recipe. Each step, no matter how small, keeps your mind moving. Not with pressure, but with delight. In the quiet of your home, you have a choice. You can let your mind rest too long, or you can let it stretch and soar. One path leads to stagnation, the other to vibrancy. The difference is often just a moment of curiosity, a decision to explore. So, whether it is a poem you read, a skill you try, or a memory you capture, keep your mind alive. It will not just keep you company, it will paint your days with color, showing you that even now, the world is full of wonders waiting for you to discover. As we close, reflect on these 5 guides. Which stirred your heart? Maybe the rhythm of a routine or the spark of a sensory joy. Living alone in your 70s or 80s can feel like standing apart, but it holds a quiet beauty. This time invites peace and growth. You are not less for being alone. Your life is yours to shape with small, brave steps. Share one insight in the comments and join our community. Like, subscribe, and share to keep these ideas alive. Thank you for being here. See you next time.